As a gardener in my own garden, I'm the kind of gardener who likes to make stuff as long as possible. When I say that, I like to create a more versatile environment for my plants. So let's move over because the sun likes to peek out sometimes. So with my garden, I like to prolong things. And when I say prolong things, oftentimes I know that we are supposed to pull up a lot of plants once the season is over. For me, you have to realize this is your garden and you have to make things work for you. Oftentimes here in Georgia in zone 8A, we're able to grow a lot longer. Our summer seasons are a lot longer than most places. We don't have the best longer summers, but I wish we did. But we really don't. But we do have a lot longer than some states that other people live in, and grow some growth zones where their summers are very much shorter. So I take full advantage of that. So when I have crops that are still doing very well, even though the season is changing, I leave them in there. I don't pull them out. Everybody has their own story to their own garden. And gardening at the root over here, family, you can leave your crops in there as long as you need to. You will notice when things start to die, when the cool weather starts to change over and your plants aren't just producing like it should, then you know it's time to pull out. Oftentimes, I'm not the traditional type gardener. I like to push things to the edge and push it all the way till it gets to the cliff. Okay? So oftentimes they'll say pull your crops in October, but your crops is still doing good. I usually just let it right on out. I let my plants tell me when it is time. I let my plants tell me when it's tired. I know we want to make sure that we're doing the exact thing right on time, in order, in detail, in the right season. But you got to realize, just like our lives, we are meant to change at the right season, at the right times. Oftentimes, we could be pulling our plants up at the wrong time, and it can really produce more fruit, more vegetables on the vine. So that's why if you have time and space, allow my plants to do its thing. I still have pepper plants here in my garden, and so they're still thriving and putting off peppers. I wouldn't dare pull them out of the ground because I know the fall is coming. Well, I understand too that a lot of people don't have the space or the opportunity to leave a lot of plants in the ground. So that's why I try to grow as much space and plants as I can. I try to add different types of buckets and grow bags as much as possible. So I try to leave my pepper plants in as long as I can and everything else in between. So remember, this is your garden. You have to do what's best for you in your garden, and you have to understand how important companion planting is. Companion planting is really important because it can give you extra space as well as it can hurt some of your plants. So make sure that you're not mixing the cool weather crops and the warm weather crops together. What I like to do is I like to separate the two. So even though I know I'm moving my garden beds around, getting ready for the fall, some of my warm weather crops, I will combine them as long as they're capable of thriving together as companion plants. And then sometimes I often just leave them until the fall starts to come. I still have sweet potatoes here, as well as I started my onions as well. So oftentimes, again, I just leave it in there and let the plants tell me when it's ready. So the more you grow, the more you know. Happy gardening. And again, this is your garden. Do what you want to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Okay, this is your garden. You do what you want to do. Oftentimes, we try to make sure we do what is right, and you can still do what is right for your garden. when you feel like it's necessary. You oftentimes too, I understand we are supposed to leave plants in there as much as possible, okay, and take them out when they say so. But again, I listen to my plants, and my plants have not steered me wrong. So the more you know, the more you grow. Happy gardening.